Have you ever witnessed nature unleash its fury right before your eyes? From tsunamis that engulf entire coastlines to earthquakes reducing cities to rubble, the raw, terrifying power of nature is often captured vividly on camera. These 55 documented disasters not only remind us of Earth's relentless strength but also highlight our own vulnerability. As we explore these shocking moments, we're left to wonder, how prepared are we really when Mother Nature decides to show her rage? Let's look at some historic natural disasters. 1. 2004. Indian Ocean Tsunami. On 26 December 2004, the world witnessed an unprecedented tragedy as a massive underwater earthquake off Sumatra triggered a devastating tsunami across the Indian Ocean. Coastal areas from Indonesia to Thailand and even as far as Sri Lanka faced unimaginable horror. The video captured at Khao Lak, Thailand, showed the ocean retreating eerily before a colossal wave roared back, swallowing everything in its path. Over 200,000 lives were lost, and countless more were forever changed, highlighting humanity's helplessness in the face of nature's immense power. Could anything have prepared those caught unaware by the sudden fury of the ocean? 2. 1991. Mount Unzen eruption in Japan. On 3 June 1991, Japan's Mount Unzen erupted violently, sending lethal pyroclastic flows surging down its slopes. Cameras rolling at close range captured this deadly volcanic event. Tragically, among the 43 victims were renowned volcanologists Maurice and Katia Kraft, who dedicated their lives to studying volcanoes. The footage revealed a terrifying truth: the devastating speed and power of volcanic flows. The vivid recordings not only highlighted nature's unpredictability, but also served as a stark warning of the risks scientists take to understand these powerful forces. Was their sacrifice instrumental in saving future lives? 3. 1985. Armero tragedy in Colombia. The eruption of Nevado del Ruiz volcano in Colombia on 13 November 1985 unleashed catastrophic mud flows that wiped out the town of Armero. The haunting footage captured the aftermath, including the tragic final hours of Omaira Sanchez, a young girl trapped in mud and debris. Her plight touched millions worldwide, symbolizing the human suffering caused by natural disasters. The disaster emphasized the critical importance of disaster preparedness and emergency response strategies. Could earlier warnings or better preparedness have changed the fate of thousands? 4. 2025. Queensland tornado in Australia. In January 2025, Queensland, Australia experienced a rare phenomenon, a tornado. Captured vividly by storm chaser Justin Noonan, the footage depicted the funnel cloud descending near the rural town of Kaimkillanbun, revealing nature's sudden and terrifying power. Tornadoes in Australia are uncommon, making this footage particularly striking. Locals watched helplessly as the storm ripped across the landscape, a stark reminder that no region is immune to nature's unpredictability. Are such unusual events becoming more frequent in unexpected regions due to climate change? 5. 2025. Malibu mudslide in California. On 13 February 2025, heavy rainfall in Malibu, California triggered a deadly mudslide that swept away a Los Angeles firefighter's vehicle directly into the ocean. Dramatic footage captured the firefighters' daring escape moments before the vehicle was lost to the surging debris. The shocking event underscored how swiftly and unpredictably nature can strike, particularly in vulnerable coastal regions. The footage also highlighted the dangers faced by emergency responders who regularly risk their lives in service of others. How prepared are coastal communities worldwide for similar, rapidly unfolding disasters? 6. 2011. Tohoku earthquake and tsunami in Japan. On 11 March 2011, Japan experienced one of its worst disasters, a magnitude 9 earthquake triggering a colossal tsunami that devastated coastal regions, particularly around Tohoku. Chilling footage captured immense waves effortlessly overwhelming barriers, destroying buildings and sweeping entire towns away. Over 18,000 lives were lost, and the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster followed, complicating recovery efforts. The heartbreaking videos remain etched in global memory as a testament to human vulnerability against such monumental natural disasters. Could stronger coastal defenses have minimized the catastrophic impact? 7. 1980 Mount St. Helens eruption in the USA. The violent eruption of Mount St. Helens in Washington state on 18 May 1980 provided the world with shocking visual evidence of volcanic destruction. Footage captured the mountain exploding laterally, blasting ash miles into the sky and flattening vast forests within minutes. The eruption reduced the mountain's height by over 1,300 feet, illustrating the immense energy involved. The images dramatically demonstrated how rapidly landscapes could change when nature turns destructive. How much warning can technology realistically provide before such volcanic eruptions? 8. 2018. Kilauea eruption in Hawaii. In May 2018, Hawaii's Kilauea volcano spectacularly erupted, transforming neighborhoods into unrecognizable wastelands. Dramatic video showed rivers of molten lava advancing slowly yet relentlessly, consuming homes, roads, and entire communities. The eruption reshaped the island, creating new coastlines as lava met the sea. For residents, it was a painful reminder that even paradise can turn perilous overnight. The footage offered a close-up look at the unstoppable force of volcanic activity. Could effective evacuation strategies ensure no lives are lost even when homes are irretrievably destroyed? 9. 2015 Nepal earthquake. A massive magnitude 7.8 earthquake struck Nepal on 25 April 2015, capturing the terrifying moments of devastation on camera. Historic temples and bustling streets in Kathmandu collapsed instantly, while avalanches triggered by the quake-buried climbers on Mount Everest. Over 8,000 people lost their lives and millions more were displaced. The raw footage revealed both the immediate chaos and the subsequent heroic rescue efforts, emphasizing humanity's resilience in the face of immense tragedy. Are densely populated historic cities inherently vulnerable to devastating seismic events? 10. 2017 Mexico City earthquake. On 19 September 2017, Mexico City trembled as a magnitude 7.1 earthquake struck, eerily on the anniversary of the catastrophic 1985 quake. Footage vividly showed high-rise buildings swaying violently before collapsing in clouds of dust. Hundreds were killed and thousands more injured or left homeless. The quake exposed the persistent vulnerabilities in urban infrastructure despite previous disaster experiences. The shocking images reinforced the critical importance of stringent building regulations in earthquake-prone regions. Has Mexico City learned from past tragedies, or is history doomed to repeat itself? 11. 2013. Moore tornado in Oklahoma, USA. On 20 May 2013, the community of Moore, Oklahoma, experienced one of nature's most fearsome phenomena, a catastrophic EF5 tornado. Cameras recorded the immense funnel cloud tearing violently through neighborhoods, obliterating houses and tossing vehicles like toys. In mere moments, entire streets were flattened, leaving residents stunned by the scale of destruction. 24 people lost their lives, including children at a local elementary school. This footage underlined the unpredictable power tornadoes possess, particularly in America's Tornado Alley. Could improved shelter systems and early warnings have prevented such tragic losses? 12. 2011. Joplin tornado in Missouri, USA. 2 years earlier, on 22 May 2011, a similarly devastating EF5 tornado tore through Joplin, Missouri. Shocking video footage captured the deadly twister as it rapidly approached, roaring through the city and leaving behind an unrecognizable landscape. Over 160 people lost their lives, marking it one of the deadliest tornadoes in American history. The footage starkly revealed the brutal force of nature, prompting significant discussions around improved storm warning systems. Has the tragedy of Joplin fundamentally reshaped the way communities across America prepare for such deadly storms? 13. 2019. Cyclone Idai in Mozambique. On 14 March 2019, Cyclone Idai struck Mozambique with devastating fury, becoming one of Africa's worst natural disasters. Video footage documented the severe flooding, powerful winds, and widespread destruction. Entire villages were submerged, leaving thousands trapped on rooftops awaiting rescue. The cyclone's impact extended into neighboring Zimbabwe and Malawi, resulting in over 1,000 deaths. The harrowing footage raised global awareness of the vulnerability of impoverished communities facing such disasters. Could international aid and better disaster preparedness have lessened the devastating impacts felt across these nations? 14. 2017, Hurricane Harvey in Texas, USA. In late August 2017, Hurricane Harvey overwhelmed Houston, Texas, with catastrophic rainfall and unprecedented flooding. Video clips from rescue helicopters captured the dire situation as entire neighborhoods disappeared beneath murky floodwaters. Heroic rescues became commonplace, with thousands saved from rooftops and flooded vehicles. Harvey ultimately displaced tens of thousands of people, underscoring the vulnerability of major urban centers to extreme weather events. Did Hurricane Harvey expose critical weaknesses in urban planning, or was this simply a storm that defied all prediction and preparation? 15. 2012, Hurricane Sandy in the USA. On 29 October 2012, Hurricane Sandy hit the east coast of the United States, causing historic flooding and widespread destruction. Videos captured New York City's streets inundated by storm surges, subways submerged, and coastal homes washed away. Over 200 people were killed across several countries, with billions of dollars in damages. The footage vividly revealed how major cities could be crippled by natural events, prompting urgent debates on climate change and infrastructure resilience. Have American coastal cities strengthened their defenses enough to withstand future storms of Sandy's magnitude? 16. 2018 Sulawesi earthquake and tsunami in Indonesia. On 28 September 2018, a magnitude 7.5 earthquake struck Indonesia's Sulawesi Island, triggering a devastating tsunami. Horrifying footage recorded the tsunami waves rapidly flooding the city of Palu, obliterating buildings and sweeping away vehicles. Over 4,000 lives were tragically lost in this catastrophe, highlighting the region's extreme vulnerability to seismic events. The recordings shocked viewers worldwide, sparking conversations about improving tsunami warning systems in vulnerable regions. Could more accurate early warnings have reduced the catastrophic human toll of this disaster? 17. 2010, Eyjafjallajökull. Eruption in Iceland. The eruption of Iceland's Eyjafjallajökull volcano in April 2010 created an unprecedented disruption, grounding flights across Europe. Dramatic footage showed enormous clouds of volcanic ash billowing high into the sky, shutting down airspace and stranding millions of travelers. The incident vividly demonstrated how even relatively small volcanic events could cause significant global economic impacts. Airlines and governments struggled to manage the sudden logistical nightmare. Did this eruption serve as a critical wake-up call about the broader economic vulnerabilities posed by natural events? 18. 2016, Fort McMurray wildfire in Canada. In May 2016, a massive wildfire engulfed Fort McMurray in Alberta, Canada. Terrifying footage showed residents evacuating frantically through thick smoke surrounded by towering walls of flames. Over 80,000 people fled their homes, and the town was left partially destroyed. The intense, fast-moving fire demonstrated how quickly wildfires could overwhelm communities, particularly in remote regions. This event sparked important discussions around emergency preparedness and forest management. Has Canada implemented stronger measures to prevent such wildfires from devastating communities again? 19. 2018, California Camp Fire. The Camp Fire that ravaged Northern California in November 2018 quickly became the deadliest wildfire in the state's history. Footage showed flames rapidly engulfing the town of Paradise, reducing homes and businesses to ashes within hours. Tragically, 85 people lost their lives, and tens of thousands were displaced. The disaster prompted widespread concern over forest management, climate change, and emergency evacuation strategies. Could better forest management and improved evacuation planning prevent another devastating wildfire event on this scale? 2019 Amazon rainforest wildfires. In 2019, catastrophic wildfires consumed large areas of the Amazon rainforest, creating a global ecological crisis. Satellite footage clearly depicted enormous sections of dense forest burning uncontrollably, releasing vast amounts of smoke visible from space. The fires sparked international concern about deforestation, climate change, and biodiversity loss. Footage from the ground revealed communities desperately battling the flames. The event underscored the interconnectedness of global environmental issues. Has the world adequately recognized the importance of preserving the Amazon, or will these devastating fires continue unchecked? 21. 2010. Haiti earthquake. On 12 January 2010, Haiti was devastated by a magnitude 7 earthquake that flattened the capital, Port-au-Prince. Video footage captured buildings collapsing instantly, enveloping entire neighborhoods in dust and debris. Over 200,000 people died, with millions left homeless. The scenes of widespread devastation highlighted Haiti's vulnerability to natural disasters due to inadequate infrastructure and limited preparedness. International aid poured into the country, yet recovery remains incomplete. Did the international response effectively address the deeper vulnerabilities exposed by this earthquake? Or does Haiti remain tragically unprepared for future disasters? 22. 2005 Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans, USA. On 29 August 2005, Hurricane Katrina overwhelmed New Orleans with catastrophic flooding after levees failed under immense storm surges. Dramatic footage captured residents trapped on rooftops, desperate for rescue as floodwaters consumed entire neighborhoods. Over 1,800 people lost their lives, and countless more were displaced. Katrina highlighted severe gaps in disaster response, especially among vulnerable communities. The images shocked the world, prompting intense scrutiny of emergency preparedness in America. Has the United States truly learned from Katrina, or could similar tragedies still unfold today? 23. 2011. Christchurch earthquake in New Zealand. On 22 February 2011, Christchurch, New Zealand, was shaken by a devastating magnitude 6.3 earthquake. Video captured the terrifying moments buildings crumbled, streets buckled, and panic gripped the city center. 185 people died, marking one of the darkest days in New Zealand's history. Footage emphasized the quake's sudden destructive power, revealing vulnerabilities even in developed cities. The disaster prompted significant improvements in earthquake safety standards nationwide. Could Christchurch's rebuilding efforts provide a global example for seismic preparedness in urban centers? 24. 2018. Lombok earthquake in Indonesia. On 5 August 2018, a powerful magnitude 6.9 earthquake struck the island of Lombok, Indonesia. Captured on camera were terrifying scenes of buildings violently shaking and collapsing, leaving residents scrambling for safety. Over 500 people were killed and tens of thousands displaced, exposing significant weaknesses in local infrastructure. The footage underlined Indonesia's continued vulnerability to seismic disasters. Has Lombok's tragic experience driven meaningful improvements in Indonesia's earthquake-resistant construction practices, or does substantial risk remain? 25. 2017 Sierra Leone mudslide. On 14 August 2017, Freetown, Sierra Leone, experienced a deadly mudslide triggered by heavy rainfall. Shocking footage showed vast torrents of mud and debris destroying entire neighborhoods within moments. Over 1,000 people died, with many more missing or displaced. The disaster highlighted urgent issues regarding urban planning, deforestation, and environmental management in rapidly growing cities. The vivid imagery of destruction sparked conversations about how poor planning exacerbates natural disasters. Has Sierra Leone made significant strides to prevent similar future tragedies, or do vulnerabilities still persist? 26. 2014. Oso mudslide in Washington, USA. On 22 March 2014, a massive mudslide devastated the rural community of Oso, Washington. Aerial footage revealed the scale of destruction, with homes obliterated beneath tons of mud and debris. 43 people lost their lives, prompting questions about land use decisions and warnings around unstable terrain. The footage deeply impacted national awareness regarding mudslide dangers, especially in mountainous areas. Has the Oso tragedy significantly improved early warning and land use planning strategies in vulnerable regions? Or could similar disasters happen again? 27. 2015. Chile floods. In March 2015, northern Chile faced unprecedented floods triggered by intense rainfall in the Atacama Desert region. Video footage vividly captured rapid torrents sweeping through towns, overturning cars, and destroying homes. At least 25 people died, with thousands displaced. The footage starkly illustrated the devastating consequences of extreme rainfall in typically arid environments, underscoring climate unpredictability. Has Chile adapted its infrastructure sufficiently to handle future extreme weather events, or does vulnerability remain high? 28. 2017 Peru floods. In early 2017, Peru experienced devastating flooding due to unusually heavy rainfall. Shocking video footage depicted rivers overflowing violently, submerging entire towns, and displacing thousands of residents. Over 100 people lost their lives, and the disaster significantly impacted infrastructure and agriculture. The footage underlined the dangers posed by increasingly unpredictable climate events, urging better flood management strategies. Has Peru significantly improved its preparedness and infrastructure resilience to prevent another tragedy of this scale, or does the risk persist? 29. 2018 Palu earthquake and tsunami in Indonesia. On 28 September 2018, Palu, Indonesia, was devastated by a magnitude 7.5 earthquake, followed by a catastrophic tsunami. Footage captured the tsunami rapidly engulfing the coastal city, dragging away buildings, vehicles, and people. Over 4,000 deaths occurred, vividly demonstrating Indonesia's extreme vulnerability to combined seismic and tsunami events. The dramatic recordings sparked global conversations around the need for improved tsunami warning systems. Could more robust warnings have lessened Palu's devastating impact, or was the speed of the disaster simply too overwhelming? 30. 2019 Hurricane Dorian in the Bahamas. On 1 September 2019, Hurricane Dorian, a Category 5 storm, ravaged the Bahamas, bringing catastrophic flooding and destruction. Videos captured the intense power of relentless winds and flooding, destroying homes and leaving thousands stranded. Over 70 people died and entire islands were left uninhabitable. Dorian dramatically exposed vulnerabilities within the Bahamas, prompting urgent discussions on climate resilience and disaster preparedness. Have the Bahamas made meaningful progress in strengthening defenses against future hurricanes, or could a similar disaster happen again? 31. 2018 Fuego volcano eruption in Guatemala. On 3 June 2018, Guatemala's Fuego volcano erupted violently, sending deadly pyroclastic flows into nearby villages. Footage documented the terrifying speed of ash and rock clouds engulfing communities, causing widespread panic. Over 200 people were killed or reported missing, with thousands more displaced. The dramatic footage revealed the immediate danger posed by volcanic eruptions, prompting serious questions about evacuation planning and emergency responses. Have Guatemala's authorities significantly improved emergency plans, or do surrounding communities still face high risks? 32. 2017 landslide in Mocoa, Colombia. On 1 April 2017, Mocoa, Colombia, was hit by deadly mudslides triggered by torrential rains. Footage showed the sudden torrents sweeping through neighborhoods at night, causing chaos and devastation. Over 300 people lost their lives, and thousands more were displaced. The disaster spotlighted critical issues around deforestation, urban planning, and environmental management. These harrowing visuals prompted intense national discussions about preventing future tragedies. Has Colombia implemented effective land use reforms to ensure Mocoa's tragedy doesn't repeat itself? 33. 2014 Mount Ontake eruption in Japan. On 27 September 2014, Japan's Mount Ontake erupted suddenly, catching hikers by surprise. Dramatic footage captured by survivors showed massive ash clouds descending rapidly, enveloping the mountain trails. 58 people tragically lost their lives, making it Japan's deadliest volcanic event in recent history. The footage starkly demonstrated nature's unpredictable dangers, prompting Japan to reassess volcanic monitoring and warning systems. Have improvements in early detection and warning since Ontake's eruption significantly reduced the risk of similar tragedies occurring today? 34. 2013 Sardinia floods in Italy. On 18 November 2013, Cyclone Cleopatra hit the Italian island of Sardinia, bringing devastating rainfall and flash flooding. Footage vividly captured the chaos as torrents of muddy water swept through streets, overturning cars and inundating homes. At least 18 people died, and thousands were displaced. These striking visuals underscored how quickly intense rainfall could overwhelm communities, raising important concerns about infrastructure readiness. Has Italy since enhanced flood management to prevent future tragedies? Or does Sardinia remain vulnerable to another catastrophic event? 35. 2010 Pakistan floods. In July 2010, monsoon rains triggered catastrophic flooding across Pakistan, affecting millions of people. Video footage revealed entire villages submerged, roads and bridges washed away, and vast agricultural areas destroyed. Approximately 1,700 people lost their lives, and millions more faced displacement. These harrowing images highlighted Pakistan's vulnerability to extreme weather events, emphasizing the urgent need for improved infrastructure and disaster management. Have meaningful measures been adopted since then, or is Pakistan still at risk from such devastating floods? 36. 2009 L'Aquila earthquake in Italy. On 6 April 2009, the Italian city of L'Aquila experienced a devastating magnitude 6.3 earthquake. Camera footage captured the immediate chaos as historical buildings and residential apartments crumbled, burying streets in rubble. Over 300 people were killed, with thousands left homeless. The footage exposed critical weaknesses in building practices, leading to significant changes in seismic standards throughout Italy. Has Italy fully integrated lessons from L'Aquila, or could similar devastating impacts occur again in other historic cities? 37. 2008 Sichuan earthquake in China. On 12 May 2008, a massive magnitude 7.9 earthquake devastated Sichuan province in China. Captured videos showed buildings collapsing dramatically, roads rupturing, and residents scrambling for safety amidst widespread destruction. Over 87,000 people lost their lives, including thousands of schoolchildren, prompting nationwide scrutiny of building standards. This tragic footage brought international attention to earthquake preparedness in densely populated regions. Have China's new seismic regulations adequately addressed these vulnerabilities, or could future earthquakes cause similar devastation? 38. 2007 Cyclone Cedar in Bangladesh. On 15 November 2007, Cyclone Cedar struck Bangladesh, unleashing powerful winds and devastating tidal surges. Footage from coastal areas showed homes destroyed, crops inundated, and communities displaced overnight. Approximately 3,500 people were killed, exposing Bangladesh's extreme vulnerability to cyclones. These visuals spurred global discussions about improving cyclone shelters and early warning systems. Has Bangladesh significantly strengthened its preparedness since Cyclone Cedar, or does the country remain critically vulnerable to future cyclonic events? 39. 2006 Java earthquake in Indonesia. On 27 May 2006, a powerful magnitude 6.3 earthquake struck the island of Java, Indonesia. Shocking footage captured widespread destruction, with homes collapsing and roads splitting open. Over 5,700 people were killed, and thousands more injured or displaced. This tragic event revealed weaknesses in local infrastructure, raising critical questions about earthquake-resistant construction in densely populated regions. Has Indonesia adopted effective earthquake-proofing measures to prevent such catastrophic impacts in the future, or is the risk still high? 40. 2005 Kashmir earthquake. On 8 October 2005, a catastrophic magnitude 7.6 earthquake devastated the Kashmir region, impacting both Pakistan and India. Disturbing footage documented entire villages flattened, infrastructure destroyed, and residents desperately searching for survivors in rubble. Over 80,000 lives were tragically lost, with millions displaced. These visuals drew international attention, highlighting the urgent need for improved infrastructure and rapid disaster response systems. Has Kashmir become more resilient to earthquakes since this tragedy, or could similar devastation occur again? 41. 2004 Hurricane Ivan in the Caribbean and USA. In September 2004, Hurricane Ivan swept through the Caribbean and the southern United States, causing widespread destruction. Footage vividly illustrated Ivan's powerful winds and storm surges, devastating coastal communities from Grenada to Florida. Over 120 lives were lost and billions of dollars in damage were recorded. This hurricane dramatically demonstrated the immense destructive potential of tropical storms, raising critical questions about coastal resilience. Have affected regions significantly improved their preparedness, or are communities still dangerously vulnerable to such storms? 42. 2003, Bam earthquake in Iran. On 26 December 2003, a devastating magnitude 6.6 earthquake struck Bam, Iran. Heartbreaking footage revealed ancient buildings crumbled and entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble in mere seconds. Approximately 26,000 people lost their lives and tens of thousands were left homeless. The footage underlined the urgent necessity for seismic-safe construction, particularly in regions with historical architecture. Has Iran taken effective steps to prevent similar tragedies in its historic cities? Or does BAM's vulnerability still exist elsewhere in the country? 43. 2001, Gujarat earthquake in India. On 26 January 2001, Gujarat, India, suffered a catastrophic magnitude 7.7 earthquake. Videos captured the immense devastation, with buildings collapsing, roads buckling, and residents desperately seeking survivors. Over 20,000 lives were lost, highlighting severe vulnerabilities in urban infrastructure. These shocking images spurred widespread reform in India's building codes and disaster management practices. Have these measures effectively reduced seismic risk across India, or could another earthquake lead to similar devastation? 44. 1999, Izmit earthquake in Turkey. On 17 August 1999, the Turkish city of Izmit experienced a devastating magnitude 7.6 earthquake. Disturbing footage captured apartment buildings collapsing like dominoes, roads splitting apart, and panic gripping the city. Over 17,000 people were killed, prompting serious introspection about Turkey's preparedness for seismic disasters. The dramatic videos highlighted critical deficiencies in construction standards and emergency planning. Has Turkey fully embraced stronger seismic practices since Izmit, or do vulnerabilities persist, threatening similar future tragedies? 45. 1995, Great Hanshin earthquake in Japan. On 17 January 1995, the city of Kobe, Japan, was devastated by a magnitude 6.9 earthquake, known as the Great Hanshin earthquake. Shocking videos showed buildings and highways collapsing, massive fires spreading uncontrollably, and desperate residents scrambling for safety. Over 6,400 people were killed, exposing significant weaknesses in urban infrastructure. The disaster transformed Japan's approach to earthquake safety and preparedness. Has Kobe's tragic experience permanently changed Japan's resilience to earthquakes? Or could another major quake still inflict severe devastation today? 46. 1994. Northridge earthquake in California, USA. On 17 January 1994, the Northridge area of Los Angeles was violently shaken by a magnitude 6.7 earthquake. Footage captured terrifying moments as highways collapsed, buildings buckled, and residents fled into the streets. 57 lives were tragically lost and thousands were injured. This earthquake vividly exposed vulnerabilities within California's densely populated urban centers, prompting significant revisions to building codes and emergency preparedness measures. Have these revisions adequately safeguarded Los Angeles against future earthquakes, or do hidden risks still remain beneath the surface? 47. 1991 Bangladesh cyclone. On 29 April 1991, a powerful cyclone slammed into Bangladesh, leaving catastrophic devastation in its wake. Footage documented the overwhelming destruction as tidal waves inundated coastal villages, leaving thousands dead and millions displaced. Approximately 138,000 people lost their lives, marking it as one of the deadliest cyclones in history. These haunting visuals led to worldwide efforts to strengthen early warning systems and cyclone shelters in Bangladesh. Has Bangladesh's enhanced preparedness successfully reduced fatalities since, or is the nation still at extreme risk from future storms? 48. 1989. Loma Prieta. Earthquake in California, USA. On 17 October 1989, the Loma Prieta earthquake rattled Northern California, dramatically captured on live television during a major sporting event. The magnitude 6.9 quake caused severe damage, collapsing freeways, damaging bridges, and shaking buildings across San Francisco. 63 people lost their lives and thousands were injured. The dramatic footage brought home the sudden and shocking impact of seismic activity in a major urban area, prompting extensive reassessments of infrastructure safety. Did the Loma Prieta earthquake lead California to become truly earthquake resilient, or is the region still at significant risk? 49. 1985. Mexico City. Earthquake. On 19 September 1985, Mexico City experienced an enormous magnitude 8.0 earthquake that devastated large parts of the metropolis. Footage recorded scenes of buildings collapsing instantaneously, residents scrambling desperately amid clouds of dust, and frantic rescue attempts in the immediate aftermath. Over 10,000 lives were lost and tens of thousands were left homeless. This catastrophic event exposed major flaws in urban construction practices and emergency planning. Has Mexico City strengthened its preparedness enough since then, or could history tragically repeat itself in another seismic disaster? 50. 1983. Coalinga earthquake in California, USA. On 2 May 1983, the rural town of Coalinga, California, was shaken by a significant magnitude 6.5 earthquake. Footage captured damaged buildings, shattered storefronts, and residents coping with widespread property destruction. Although no lives were lost, the quake dramatically highlighted vulnerabilities in small-town infrastructure. This event prompted significant changes in California's approach to seismic safety in smaller communities. Have smaller towns like Coalinga sufficiently improved earthquake readiness, or do they remain critically exposed to future seismic activity? 51. 1982. El Chichon eruption in Mexico. In March 1982, Mexico's El Chichon volcano erupted explosively, generating dramatic pyroclastic flows and extensive ashfall. Captured on camera were immense clouds of volcanic ash spreading across the landscape, devastating nearby communities and causing significant environmental impacts. Over 2,000 people tragically died, and the eruption profoundly altered the region's geography. These vivid images demonstrated the tremendous destructive potential of volcanic events, prompting essential discussions on volcanic monitoring and disaster preparedness. Has Mexico significantly improved its volcanic emergency plans since this eruption, or could another tragedy still occur today? 52. 1980 Irpinia earthquake in Italy. On 23 November 1980, the Irpinia region in southern Italy was devastated by a magnitude 6.9 earthquake. Dramatic footage revealed extensive destruction, collapsed buildings, shattered roads, and desperate rescue operations amidst the chaos. Approximately 2,400 lives were lost, with thousands more displaced. This tragic event exposed severe inadequacies in Italy's emergency response and infrastructure planning. Has Italy comprehensively strengthened its disaster response strategies since Irpinia, or does vulnerability persist, threatening similar disasters in the future? 53. 2024. Valencia floods in Spain. In November 2024, extreme rainfall triggered devastating floods in Valencia, Spain. Footage captured dramatic scenes of streets rapidly transforming into rivers, vehicles swept away by fast-moving currents, and homes inundated within hours. At least 95 fatalities were reported, including children, as thousands were displaced. The flooding starkly highlighted vulnerabilities within urban infrastructure when faced with unprecedented weather events. Has Spain begun implementing critical improvements in flood prevention, or does Valencia remain exposed to future catastrophic flooding episodes? 54. 2024 Amazon rainforest drought. In late 2024, the Amazon rainforest endured an unprecedented drought, severely impacting ecosystems and communities dependent on the river basin. Striking footage showed dried riverbeds, stranded boats, and desperate residents grappling with water shortages. This drought underscored growing concerns over climate variability and environmental resilience within critical natural habitats. Has this dramatic event prompted meaningful global actions to protect the Amazon, or are droughts and deforestation continuing to threaten the region's long-term survival? 55. 2024. Santiago snowfall in Chile. In May 2024, Santiago, Chile, experienced a historic snowfall, the heaviest in over 70 years. Footage revealed the city unexpectedly blanketed in white, stunning residents unaccustomed to such extreme weather events. The snowfall disrupted daily life, closed roads, and challenged emergency services. This remarkable event highlighted the unpredictability and shifting nature of global weather patterns. Has Santiago begun adjusting its infrastructure to better handle unusual climatic conditions? Or could similar unexpected events continue to catch the city unprepared in the future? With that, we have reached the end of today's video. If you have come this far with us, be sure to check out other videos on the channel.